Thor, a young lion with a golden mane that shimmered in the sunlight, lived in a vast savanna. From an early age, he was known for his courage and curiosity. While the other lions played and rested, Thor explored the edges of his territory, always searching for new adventures. The savanna was full of wonders, but also of dangers. Thor knew that, but his determination to discover the world pushed him forward, even when the elders told him to be more cautious. He felt deep in his heart that life had something special in store for him. One day, Thor heard about a mysterious valley hidden deep within the savanna. The stories claimed it was a magical place, where animals who reached it became stronger and wiser. Thor then decided he wanted to find that place and uncover its secrets. His friends, the other lions, and even his mother tried to dissuade him. They warned him about the risks, saying the valley was dangerous and no one knew for sure what awaited him there. But Thor, with eyes shining with determination, knew he had to follow his instincts. With his heart full of hope and an unshakable will, Thor began his journey. He crossed vast fields of tall grass, faced the scorching sun, and even the freezing nights. But his courage kept him going, always believing the valley would lead him to something greater. Along his journey, Thor met other animals who helped and advised him. A zebra with a warm smile told him to trust his own path. An elephant with great wisdom spoke to him about patience and the importance of listening to the nature around him. Thor listened attentively, absorbing the animals' words. He knew that, though the journey was tough, each encounter and each piece of advice made him stronger. With every step, his confidence grew, and he got closer to his goal. But Thor also knew that reaching the valley would take more than courage. He would need to learn to trust not just in his physical strength, but also in his mind and his heart. Destiny was challenging him, and he was ready to face it. After days of traveling, Thor arrived at a dense forest where sunlight barely reached the ground. The air was silent, except for the sound of his paws on the dry earth. Thor felt he was close, but what awaited him there remained a mystery. Suddenly, he heard a distant roar. It wasn't a lion's roar, but something deeper, something greater. Thor grew curious and decided to follow the sound. He moved cautiously, observing everything around him. The forest felt magical, as if it were alive. Deeper into the forest, Thor found a large stone with mysterious carvings. He touched the stone, and instantly a vision came into his mind. He saw an older lion, with a white mane, looking at him with wise eyes. It was an ancestor from his lineage. The ancestral lion spoke to Thor, telling him he was destined for great things, but to reach his destiny, he needed to understand the true meanings of courage, patience, and wisdom. The vision vanished as quickly as it had appeared, leaving Thor in deep reflection. Thor knew the journey would be far from easy, but the vision gave him strength. He continued his trek through the forest, facing new challenges and overcoming obstacles. With each step, he felt closer to the magical valley. During his journey, Thor came across a wide and turbulent river. He knew he had to cross it to move forward, but the river looked far too immense. Then he remembered the zebra's words about trusting the path. He focused and, with courage, swam against the current. When he finally reached the other bank, Thor felt renewed. The river challenge had taught him perseverance, to never give up, even when the path seemed impossible. He smiled to himself, knowing he was now ready for whatever lay ahead. Thor realized that the journey was not just about reaching the valley. It was about becoming the lion he was meant to be. He was learning valuable lessons at every step, and knew destiny was guiding him with wisdom. Finally, after many days and nights, Thor saw the valley. It was more beautiful than he had imagined, with ancient trees and colorful flowers. But what impressed him most was the sense of peace he felt as he entered. It was as if the whole world had gone silent, waiting for him. In the center of the valley, Thor found a great stone, similar to the one he had touched in the forest. As he approached, he felt a powerful energy in his core. The stone seemed to respond to his presence, glowing with golden light. Suddenly, the vision of the ancestral lion reappeared. He smiled at Thor and said, "You have arrived, young lion. Your courage, patience, and wisdom brought you here. Now you are ready to lead and teach others through the example of your journey." Thor felt a wave of gratitude and humility. He had understood the true essence of courage, not just facing physical challenges, but also trusting in his mind, his heart, and his ability to learn from every experience. With the teachings of the ancestral lion, Thor left the valley wiser and stronger. He knew his journey wasn't over, but now he had the wisdom to face life's challenges. He was ready to return to the savanna and share what he had learned. When he returned home, Thor was greeted with joy by his family and friends. They noticed a change in him, a peacefulness within that hadn't been there before. He was no longer just a curious young lion, but a wise and brave leader. Thor began teaching others about the true meaning of courage and wisdom. He guided them to trust their own path, be patient through obstacles, and value every experience as an important lesson for growth. And so the story of Thor, the brave lion, spread across the savanna. He became a legend, not just for his adventures, but for the wisdom he shared with others. Thor had found his destiny, and he knew the true value of the journey lay in the lessons it gave.